What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Dead on Dave. Welcome back to the channel. My wife is driving me absolutely crazy, and I'm getting ready to do my daily focus of the day. It's Monday, and I'm very excited because there's a lot to talk about. We're going to talk some UFC. We're going to talk some Monday Night Raw preview. We're going to talk a big deal in the baseball world. We're going to talk about them New England Patriots, and of course, the choking dog Green Bay Packers. Yay. Yay. We get to talk about all of that. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Let's start with the Monday Night Raw because I know a lot of you guys are here for the wrestling, and I'm not going to be a dick and put it at the end. So let's go ahead and start there. Monday Night Raw tonight, the go-home show, the Monday Night Raw go-home show for the Royal Rumble. I'm very excited about it. I think this Royal Rumble has the potential to be one of the greatest of all time. I don't know why I think that. There's a lot of reasons as to why I think it, but I'm like, I can see I can also be getting disappointed by this too. So we'll see what happens. This Monday night, tonight, I'm very excited about what's going to go down. There's so many people that are going to be there tonight. For sure, we know guys like Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels, X-Pac. I mean, there's more. I mean, there's so many more. Ron Simmons. We know it's crazy, and there's supposed to be some surprises as well. Maybe some returns. Maybe an RVD return, just in time for the Royal Rumble. Get a Royal Rumble check for Mr. RVD. He likes to show up around Rumble time, so I wouldn't be surprised if we saw him. Lots of good stuff. The Authority storyline, I'm sure, is going to be played tonight. I have a feeling they're not going to waste, or they're not going to save Dolph Ziggler, Eric Rowan, and Ryback for the Rumble because they're going to put them in the Rumble. I got a feeling that tonight is the night we're going to get Sting. Tonight is the night we're going to get Ziggler, Rowan, and Ryback. I believe they are going to show up either before or after Sting, but in full Sting garb. That's what I'm thinking. And a little Sting army. I think that's kind of the most obvious and likeliest scenario. I'm excited to see it. It'll be a lot of fun, so I'm expecting to see that. Also, Daniel Bryan. What is going to happen with Daniel Bryan? He has a match on Thursday night against Kane, which I originally thought was supposed to be on Monday, but it's not for his Rumble spot. So there's all kinds of stuff going on with him. How is he going to come into factor, or are they even going to address him at all because they got so much other stuff to take care of, such as John Cena, who's not really been in the mix as far as like storyline stuff. We just know he's going to be in the main event, but other than that, I mean, he hasn't been talking a whole lot. Even the night when the Authority came back, I mean, since he brought back the Authority, he has not been saying all that much. So we'll see if that continues or if the evolution and the elevation of Seth Rollins continues. Brock Lesnar is supposed to be there. First he was, then he wasn't. Now, as of last report, he is going to be there. How is he going to react tonight after getting curb stomped last week? I mean, there is so much intrigue. How people can still be complaining about the product right now is kind of beyond me. People who are still bitching about, the Rose, I think they're still thinking off of a few weeks ago, a couple months ago. It's picked up. Business has picked up. Things are a lot better. We're looking at a lot of good storylines going in the Rumble. But again, this is how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be this way. It's Rumble time. It's WrestleMania season. It's supposed to be this way. We had a really big announcement last week with Macho Man going into the Hall of Fame. Are we going to get another Hall of Fame announcement? And there's all kinds of really amazing things that are happening, and everybody still wants to be negative and still wants to poo-poo and all this stuff. Don't need to. The product is improving, and it's supposed to be right now, so it's a good thing. So I'm very excited to see everything that happens on Monday Night Raw tonight. This should be a huge week. All week, this week right here on this channel, it's going to be very Royal Rumble focused and oriented. We're going to be talking a lot about the Royal Rumble. Top 5 will be dedicated to the Royal Rumble. I'm going to do a solo, or not a solo show, but a standalone show, I should say, with Ed Crowley in a little bit about greatest Rumble moments. I mean, it's going to be a lot of fun. If you have a favorite Rumble moment that you would like to be talked about sometime this week or you would like to maybe come on and give a couple minutes on your favorite Rumble, go ahead and contact me on Skype, and I'll add you, David Vancura, DavidVancura, David Vancura on Skype. Very easy. Just find me, and I'll add you. And I don't know why I'm talking in so many inflections, but I am, and it's a lot of fun. So, but go ahead and add me, contact me on there, and I'll get you on for a couple minutes if I have time. You got to remember I'm in Germany, so if you want to be a part of the show this week and talk about your biggest Rumble memories and your favorite Rumble moments, I'll get you on, but you're going to have to work with my time frame, and that is between 6 and 9 hours ahead of anywhere in the United States, depending on where you're at. If you're on the East Coast, 6 hours, and then it just continues to work its way back all the way to the West Coast, where it's a lengthy 9 hours. And I sleep. I actually have to sleep. So take that in consideration when you're contacting me. But if I add you and I see you on, I will be like, hey, yo, and we'll do 2 minutes. And you can just tell me exactly what you want. I have no problems putting anybody on. You just got to let me know. Okay? Very easy. So let's get into some NFL stuff, shall we? First, let's talk about the easy game to talk about. The one that, everybody kind of, I don't want to say everyone saw coming, because it was one of those games where Andrew Luck, of course I'm talking about the Colts and Patriots game here, Andrew Luck looked very good in the last few weeks. He's been very impressive. So there was a possibility of them doing something big here, and they didn't. Not having any running game is their downfall. I think that's going to be the biggest thing they upgrade, the running game and the offensive line. If they're able to really focus heavy on that, their defense is adequate enough. It wasn't this week against this amazingly good offense of New England, but, that's to be expected. New England's put up a lot of points this year. So all of that being said, it's just kind of surprising that the Colts got blown out the way they did, but in another sense, it's not surprising. But when the Colts get that offensive line and running back situation handled, whoo boy, watch out. Watch out, because this team is going to be nasty. Because let me tell you, Andrew Luck, that's the real deal right there, buddy. This guy could play some football, you know what I'm saying? So there's just a lot of really cool stuff going on as far as the NFL. And more importantly, with the balance of power. I'm sorry I'm kind of stretching. I'm looking for something, and I'm not finding it. I'm trying to find where they ranked in points this year. And I'm not finding it. That sucks. Okay, no big deal. It was a very, 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 very big blowout, and it's kind of not surprising. Tom Brady was not good. He was adequate. He did his job. He was Tom Brady-esque in some manners. I mean, he's very accurate, 23 of 35 for 220 some odd yards, 3 touchdowns and a pick. It is what it is. He didn't have to be amazing. But for the second time this year, LeGarrette Blount ran wild, and they controlled the clock. They controlled everything in this game. 30 carries for almost $150, and he had 3 touchdowns of his own. So, it's quite impressive. And I'm going to kill my family. I'm just going to murder him. Just telling you. Murder you. Murder you. Gronkowski didn't have to be the big dynamite that we know him to be. So the Patriots were the Patriots, and the Colts didn't. They just didn't seem like they were into it. They didn't seem like they showed up. But that was the easy game to talk about. That was the game okay. But here's what I really want to talk about, because I'm so friggin' excited. The Green Bay Packers had this game against the Seattle Seahawks locked up. Seattle played terribly. Russell Wilson played terribly. 4 interceptions. They could not get going the entire game. It's insane to me how badly this team played for 3 quarters and 13 minutes. Hell, it's insane to me. And then all of a sudden, choking dogs that are the Green Bay Packers. Wow. What a choke job. Absolute embarrassing what happened to Green Bay. This is embarrassing. Rodgers didn't have a great game. He had 2 picks. He was very inaccurate for Aaron Rodgers, 19 to 34. And you got to figure his calf had a lot to do with it. Is what it is. The fact is they were beating them down most of the game. They were beating down Seattle, but they weren't. It's deceptive. The score was very deceptive because they weren't pulling away. They were not controlling the clock. They were not doing what they needed to do to get this game, to put it away. And they should have leaned on Eddie Lacy more, and they didn't. And it's turned out to be a very costly maneuver by them. So there's all kinds of stuff that you could talk about in this game, but nothing more important than the fact that Green Bay choked like dogs. And I wish I could turn this into a potion, a lotion, a salve to just rub it all over my body every time I feel blue, because this makes me feel amazing. As a Bear fan, I can't tell you how much I hate the Green Bay Packers. And I'm not one of these guys who's like, well, I'm going to root for someone in my division. Fuck my division. Fuck them right in their ear. Fuck Detroit. Fuck Minnesota. Fuck Green Bay. Fuck Tampa, and they're not even in my division anymore. That's how much hatred I have. Yeah. Fuck Tampa Bay, too. Fuck Tampa for Lovey. Oh, Lovey's so great. Lovey Smith, the Bears should never fired Lovey Smith. Oh, yeah. 2-14. That's a great fucking head coach. He's fantastic. Inherited a real talented team, too. Really talented. Lovey doesn't get it done, baby. Just, nah. He's not a head coach in this league. He had some success with some very good players with the Bears, but that's it. That's it. It's easy to be the best when you have a defense that he didn't even really help build. I mean, a lot of the players he inherited, and they got better under his tutelage. He had a great defensive coordinator in Ron Rivera. After he let him go, the wheels kind of fell off. Why? Because he couldn't get out of the way. He wanted it to be his defense. So fuck Lovie Smith, fuck Tampa, fuck Green Bay, fuck Detroit, fuck Minnesota. And if you guys have a problem with that, any of you fans, fuck you too. Don't really care. How about that? Choking dogs. Choking dogs. Yeah, choking dogs. Choking dogs. It's almost should be illegal how happy this makes me. It should almost be illegal. Anyways, if I could smoke this, it'd be amazing. Anyways, let's move on from that. Let's talk about the Super Bowl. Let's talk about the matchup that is coming between, and we got 2 weeks to talk about it, so I'm not going to blow my load right here. But let's talk about Seattle and New England. The line really doesn't know where to go. The line really has no idea who to go. It's been very fluctuating at this point. And it's going to continue to do that, I think. I don't really know who the favorite is in this game. My gut instinct says New England should win. Based off of nothing more than performances yesterday. New England looked amazing. Seattle did not. If Seattle plays the way they did yesterday in the Super Bowl, they're going to get crushed. Plain and simple. The defense wasn't horrible, but they certainly weren't great. And a team that's as inventive and constantly evolving and forward-thinking like the Patriots, they can figure out the Seattle defense for one game. Tom Brady can make the throws. He can still make every throw on the field. And there's so many weapons. I think it's going to be a Gronkowski type of game. Because if there's one mismatch that they're going to be able to exploit, it's going to be the Gronkowski mismatch. And as far as Seattle goes, it's real simple. You got to feed Marshawn Lynch, and fucking Russell Wilson needs to be the player that he was most of the season. He's got to be good. He can't be a game manager. He can't do it. He certainly can't be a bad quarterback like he was yesterday. He cannot throw 4 picks against this opportunistic, very opportunistic New England D. Can't do it. And if he does, they're going to get beaten up. They're going to have to keep Tom Brady off the field. They're going to have to keep Rob Gronkowski, who I feel is the MVP of the league, off the field. Because if they don't, and New England is allowed to dictate tempo and dictate pace, it's going to be a long day. I don't see Seattle doing what they did to Denver last year. I don't see this game being a blowout either way. I can easily make a case for Seattle, too. I think Seattle can win this game. They have the tools to do it. They got enough offense. They certainly have enough defense. And if that defense plays the way that it is 100% capable of doing, I'm not sure if Belichick and Brady and the rest of the crazy New England offensive-minded people and Josh McDaniels and all that, are going to be able to figure them out. It's just they do everything so well, that defense does. So it's very... Stella, stop whining. Come on, man. Doing a show. Doing a show, Stella. Stella's the dog that I'm babysitting. She's whining for no reason. So there's all kinds of stuff that to look for and to look forward to for that game. So we got 2 weeks to talk about that. So we'll move on for now, and we'll get into a little bit of baseball news, which I'm pretty excited to talk about. Max Scherzer signs, or is signing, with the Washington Nationals. Wow. This is a hell of a move. This is a hell of a move. This is what he's joining. He's joining Doug Fister. Okay? 16-6 last year. Not a big strikeout guy. Doesn't really walk anyone. Had 24 walks on the season. 2.41 ERA. Oh my God. Wait, it gets better. Tanner Roark, this young kid, 15-10. 15-10, 285 ERA. He's a little bit more of a strikeout guy. 38 Ks on the year. Only 39 walks on the season. The Orchid, Steven Strasburg, 14-11. 215 innings pitched out of him. 3.14 ERA. Nothing bad about that. Jordan Zimmerman, 14-5. 14-5 with a 2.66 ERA. Jesus. And Gio Gonzalez, the guy who had a down year last year. He was hurt. He did not play well. 10-10 with a 3.57. That's a number 3 on most staffs. And Gio is a much better pitcher than what he showed last year. This team is stacked. Those are 5 pitchers I just named, by the way. And now you're throwing Max Scherzer into that mix. And he might be the best of them. And this is insane. Who goes to the pen? Is there going to be a move that goes along with this? I think there has to be. One of these guys has got to get traded, and you can use any one of these guys, Fister, Roark, Strasburg, Zimmerman, or Gonzalez, to get yourself the missing offensive piece that you do not have since you let LaRoche walk. Yeah, this is a scary pitching staff. We're talking legendary good potential here. Strasburg still has not found... He hasn't put an entire season together of really, really good pitching yet. When he does, look out. Because he pitched mediocre most of last season, and he still had a 3.14 ERA. He still went over 200 innings. He still led the league in strikeouts, 242. I mean, this is impressive. He maybe he didn't lead the league, but he had 242 strikeouts. Is freaking awesome. This is crazy, crazy impressive. And I'm going to kill Ed Crowley. He knows that I'm doing a show with him later, but he keeps writing me on Skype. Leave me alone right now. I'm trying to do a show. Jesus, Crowley. Oi, British etiquette, motherfucker. British etiquette. What the hell's the matter with you? I'm going to Dave you in the face in a little bit. Don't worry. You're getting Daved in the face. But this is a scary team, Washington. They won like 96 games last year. 93 games, something like that. Jesus. And now they get Max Scherzer. The rich getting richer. Thank God they're not in the Central. That's all I got to say. So what do you guys think of Washington? What do you guys think of the Super Bowl stuff? Tell me what you guys think about that. Finally, UFC news. Let's talk about a little bit of UFC stuff, though, which I don't do a lot on the show. I am a huge UFC guy. I love MMA. I used to be a big boxing guy, but I've moved on to MMA, and I love it. Last night was a hell of an event. Uriah Hall had a really nice beatdown of a guy, just cut his whole fucking face open. It was just brutal. But the other big match of the night was Conor McGregor absolutely decimating Dennis Siver. I mean, incredible. I say Siver because he's German, and my wife said that's how you pronounce his name. I know they call him Seaver, but my wife says Siver. So I'm saying Siver. She's German, and she'll beat me up if I don't. Conor McGregor beats the holy hell. If you don't know who Conor McGregor is, look this guy up, because not only is he one of the now that Chael Sonnen is gone, he's the closest thing we have to a wrestler, and I guess CM Punk, but fuck Punk. Closest thing we have to a wrestler like storyline and promos that we have in the UFC. This guy talks shit, but you look at his work in the ring, in the octagon, the ring. He kills people. He's so good. This guy is uber talented. He comes at these amazing angles. He hits you with so many different parts of his body in so many unique ways. He's got these knees, these jumping knee kicks, the knee lifts that he does. They're just absolutely amazing. His kicks are spot on. He has good takedown defense. He's got nice ground and pound. This guy's so well-rounded. After the fight, after he beat the shit out of Dennis Siver, he jumps the fucking gate, jumps the octagon, and runs into the crowd and confronts his next opponent and champion in that division, Jose Aldo. Woo! And Aldo did not look like he cared. Well, that's what happens when you own the most knockouts inside of your division. That's what happens when, in reality, you're probably the most dominant champion the UFC has right now. Nobody talks about Jose Aldo nearly enough. This guy's amazing. He's fast. You want to talk about fast? You think you know fast? Go watch Jose Aldo. You go watch Jose Aldo, and then you're going to know fast. That's how fast this guy is. This fight is going to be amazing, and I can't wait to see it. Speaking of amazing, we got a whole bunch of great fights coming up. Next week, UFC, 183? I don't know. Alexander Gustafsson against Anthony Rumble Johnson. Holy shit. It's going to be a great fight. I got my money on Rumble, man. I like Anthony Johnson. I give full respect to Gustafsson, but Johnson's a goddamn nightmare for anyone to fight. Nightmare. And then following that, in 2 weeks, the return of the Spider, Anderson Silva, as he takes on one of those annoying Diaz brothers. I don't even care which one. Nick, Nate, they're both a couple of bitches. Can't stand these guys. They talk so much shit, they get paid a lot of money, and they lose over and over. They lose. They're not great fighters. They're not elite. They're good fighters. They're very good fighters, but they're clearly not elite. Clearly not elite. That's okay. Not everybody can be elite. That's the cream of the crop, the tip of the top. And we'll see exactly what Diaz has when he has to take on the Spider. That'll be very interesting. So a lot of stuff going on in the world of sports. I wanted to touch on some of it. Let me know what you guys think of the Super Bowl matchup. Are you excited to see New England and Seattle? Is this the matchup you wanted to see? Who do you think is going to win? If you're going to put a gun to my head right now, I'm going to go ahead and pick New England. Because why not? So there's all of that going on. Let me know what you guys are thinking about it. I'm about to do another show with the aforementioned Ed Crowley, and we're going to talk some Royal Rumble greatest moments and memories, and we're going to have a lot of fun with that. Stick with us this week. We got all kinds of stuff going on. It's going to be a lot of Rumble-focused stuff. Of course, tomorrow I will be doing something Rumble-related as well as my own Raw review on this channel. But, of course, the big show, the big Raw review will be on Joe Cronin, the Joe Cronin Show on Spectrum Gaming 617 because we still have the band. So make sure you check that out. Finally, I wanted to touch on something, and I saved this for the end. Talking Wrestling News has been flagged and taken down. They got a ban, a 6-month ban or whatever. Same thing Joe got. I don't know why. I don't know if they did. I reached out to Alex, the owner and operator, and hopefully he'll give me a little insight as to what happened. I sincerely hope it has nothing to do with what I did by calling them out of what happened with the Tommy Talks incident. happened on this show on Creator's Corner when he told me about it, and I went off, and which kind of sparked a series of events of a lot of outrage and a lot of shit. This was never the intent. I don't know if a lot of people went and flagged their account. I have no idea. It was never, not me, nor Joe Cronin, nor Tommy C. ever asked, or would we ever ask anybody to do such a thing. We hope that you guys out there are not flagging their channel, because we understand how hard this stuff is. We put a lot of work into these channels. We put a lot of work in these shows. We sacrifice a lot of time with our families. Some of them have jobs. I don't, because I'm medically retired. But it's not easy to sit for me. But I do this because I love it. I know how much work goes into this stuff, and nobody should have it taken away. Talking Wrestling News is not guilty of anything other than making a bad decision and maybe not reacting properly to a situation, and people may have reacted poorly to that. I don't know. They may have gotten taken down for copyright stuff. I have no idea, but the timing of it is, coincidental at best, So that is what it is. I mean, the reality is, I wonder if Talking Wrestling would have suspended B. Rotten or condemned what happened instead of kind of defending, in which, let's face it, they kind of did. And I get why. I mean, they're part of the family or whatever. But if they take the opposite approach and they say, we're just not going to stand, this guy just needs to go away for a little while, maybe this doesn't happen. I don't know. Regardless, it shouldn't have happened. Nobody should be getting flagged for this stuff, because it could easily happen here, and I don't want that to happen. I piss people off all the time, I'm sure. So, calm down, guys. If any of you guys are out there doing it, please stop. Please stop. They don't deserve that. You want to send some fuck you tweets to B. Rotten? That's fine. Tell them what you think, but be articulate about it. Maybe engage them in some conversation. See who the guy really is. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe you don't want to do that, but I think everybody deserves that, right? Fuck. Point is, it's not right to go ahead and it's not right to get someone's channel taken down over this. So, other than that, I think that's going to wrap this one up. So thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate it. As always, this has been Daily Focus, the Monday edition. Thank you for joining me. We will see you a little bit later on today, so make sure you stay tuned for that really awesome show with Ed Crowley. I'm doing that almost immediately after, so I'll be right back in a little while. You guys check it out. Make sure you're watching everything else on the channel. Let me know what you guys think, and I will talk to you later. Peace.